Welcome to your brain room. This is a space where your mind, heart, and imagination come together. A place that reminds you that healing doesn't always have to be heavy. Sometimes it can be soft, curious, and even a little magical. Each episode of the Brain Room is designed to help you explore your inner world through visualization, gentle meditation, and a few creative surprises along the way. It's a space for comfort, for growth, and for rest. So tonight, you'll be stepping into a very special place, a familiar world for some, and a new discovery for others. Tonight, you'll be entering the potions classroom, a room deep beneath a familiar castle. Stone walls glimmer faintly under candlelight. Shelves line the room, heavy with jars and vials, each one whispering with old magic. Some holding strange ingredients that pique your curiosity. The scent of herbs, smoke, and something sweet lingers in the air. You pause for a moment to notice this place feels alive. It remembers things. If you listen closely, you can almost hear echoes of laughter and discovery. Students who once stood right where you are, stirring cauldrons, daring to create something extraordinary. Their energy remains woven into the air. And tonight, that same magic welcomes you. You're invited to take your place among the shelves and potions, to breathe in the air of quiet transformation, to remember that within you, as within every potion, lies the power to shift, soften, and begin again. This is where transformation happens, where the smallest drop can change everything. And tonight, that drop is you. Standing at the entrance of the potions classroom, you find yourself drawn towards the center of the room. A large ancient cauldron sits quietly on a wooden table, soft steam curling up towards the ceiling, glimmering with silver and gold flecks as if starlight has melted into the mixture. Shelves of bottles glow faintly around you, whispering little sparkles of magic. You can almost feel this potion was made just for you. A long stirring spoon rests across the top, and beside it a delicate vial with your name etched in the glass. You're invited to choose whichever feels right. Maybe you lift the spoon, watching the liquid swirl like molten moonlight. Or perhaps you reach for the vial, holding it gently in your hands as warmth seeps through the glass. When you're ready, bring it close and take a slow sip. The taste is soft, a blend of lavender, agave, and something ancient but comforting, like childhood laughter mixed with the calm of night rain. As you swallow, the potion begins to spread its magic through you. You feel it glide down your throat and settle deep in your chest, inviting your body to find somewhere cozy to rest. Perhaps you notice a velvety armchair by the fire, a pile of warm blankets in the corner, or a soft rug by the bubbling cauldron's glow. Go ahead and settle in. Let your body get heavy, your breathing slow. Now feel the potion begin its journey. It starts behind your eyes, easing the tiny muscles that hold your expressions. Your forehead softens. Your jaw loosens. Your tongue rests gently in your mouth. The potion moves down your neck, warm and slow, melting away the stiffness that's gathered there. Your shoulders sigh, falling away from your ears as if they've been waiting for this release. It drifts across your chest, a gentle shimmer spreading through your heart, softening its rhythm into an easy, steady beat. You can almost see the glow inside your ribs, a quiet light expanding with every breath. The warmth slides through your arms, down to your elbows, your wrists, and into your palms. Your fingers tingle lightly, the potion tracing tiny patterns of peace through each one. It continues down to your stomach, coating every thought, every flutter of tension, reminding your body it is safe to rest now. Then the potion winds down your legs, your thighs growing heavy, your knees relaxed, your calves releasing their grip. Finally, it reaches your feet, a soft, golden warmth that anchors you to this peaceful moment. Every part of you now glows faintly with calm, like moonlight flowing through your veins. You breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, the potion finishes its work, leaving behind only stillness, comfort, and a quiet readiness to explore what comes next. As you look around, the room feels conscious, bubbling and whispering quietly, inviting you to explore. Each object here holds something for you, a lesson, or a memory, or a healing spark waiting to be found. Let's wander together. At the very heart of the potions classroom stands a grand black cauldron, its surface rippling softly with light. The metal is etched with runes that shimmer like tiny constellations, and every so often a wisp of lavender steam curls upward and fades into the candlelit air. You can feel the murmur of it before you even approach, a low magnetic pull that feels organic and meaningful. Inside, a potion glows faintly, liquid gold swirling with threads of soft rose. This is the Cauldron of Reclamation, a place where nothing is thrown away, where even the most difficult moments can be reclaimed and remade into light. As you step closer, the air grows warmer. It feels comforting, like standing near a fireplace on a quiet evening. The potion within seems to notice you. The surface ripples in gentle invitation. You're invited to drop in whatever feels heavy. Maybe a memory that stings when it resurfaces, or a regret you replay when you can't sleep. Maybe some words you wish you'd said, or perhaps the ones you wish you hadn't. Even the quiet doubts that whisper, you can't. You can imagine these feelings as tiny objects in your hands. Shards of glass, stones, feathers, pieces of paper with scribbled words. Whatever form they take for you. And when you're ready, gently release them into the cauldron. As they touch the surface, they don't sink. They sizzle. A soft hiss, or maybe a gentle pop, along with a shimmer of your favorite color of smoke, twisting into soft light. Each one dissolves completely, leaving behind a glow that rises and floats through the room like small, forgiving stars. You watch as those stars drift upward and settle softly around you. No longer burdens, but warmth. Their energy returns to you purified, lighter, softer, and wiser. The cauldron murmurs again, as if satisfied. You sense its quiet message, that nothing you've been through is wasted. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every false start. It's all part of your story, part of your growth. It's what gives you your depth, your empathy, and your strength. Back in the outside world, this is your reminder that healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means transforming it. It means stirring what once felt broken into something radiant. Some things simply need warmth, patience, and time to turn back into light. So whenever you catch yourself being hard on who you were, remember the Cauldron of Reclamation. It's always here, quietly waiting to remind you your beauty has never left. It's just taking new shapes as you grow. Your eyes wander across the room until they're drawn upward to a high wooden shelf lined with rows of glass jars. Some are filled with glowing liquids. Others seem to faintly whisper secrets to one another. But one in particular catches your attention. A tall crystal jar, etched with swirling patterns of ivy and light, glimmers gently in the fire's glow. Inside, hundreds of delicate petals float weightlessly, some pink, some blue, some a soft golden hue that flickers as if holding tiny suns inside. Even from here, they seem animated, shifting and twirling in a slow, magical dance. You lift the jar carefully, feeling a faint warmth pulsing from within. When you open the lid, a quiet sigh escapes, and with it comes the scent of rain on grass, of home-baked sweetness, of laughter echoing through time. You reach in and take one petal between your fingers. It's lighter than air, silken and soft, whispering with warmth, a sound you can almost feel more than hear. It's the sound of something you remembered, a giggle that once made your chest ache with joy, a tiny moment you thought you'd lost to the years. These are memory petals, fragments of moments that once made you smile. As you turn the petal in your hand, small visions bloom within it, running barefoot through the summer rain, finding something you thought was gone forever. A hug that melted every worry from your heart. Each petal glows brighter for a moment, then fades to a soft shimmer as if it's settling back into memory again. You take a few and slip them gently into your pocket. They nestle there like tiny lights, warm against your heart. You can almost feel them pulsing softly, a quiet rhythm of reassurance. The jar seems to smile, if such a thing were possible. It knows what it's given you. A small, beautiful reminder of the joy that lives in simplicity. In your day-to-day journey, when the world feels too sharp or too serious, when responsibility presses too heavily on your shoulders, you can reach for these memory petals in your mind. They remind you to look for wonder, to notice the glimmers of beauty that hide inside the ordinary. The friendly face that greets you unexpectedly. The warmth of a cup of tea between your palms. Or the soft color of the evening sky when you almost forgot to look up. They are your quiet anchors, gentle proof that joy still exists, waiting patiently to be noticed. And every time you pause to see it, another memory petal blooms inside you, tucking itself safely into the garden of your heart. Near the front of the classroom, tucked between two stacks of worn spellbooks, sits a small tin box, round, dented, and dusted with faint gold fingerprints from countless curious hands. At first glance, it looks ordinary, but as you draw closer, a warm shimmer flickers across its surface, almost as if it recognizes your company. When you lift the lid, a faint sparkle escapes, tiny golden specks swirling up into the candlelight. They drift and dance lazily through the air, and with your very next breath, something delightful happens. You hear the faintest sound, a single bubble of laughter, followed by another and another. Soft, airy giggles ripple through the room like sunlight skipping across a grassy field. You can't help it. The corners of your mouth lift before you even realize you're smiling. This is laughing dust. It's impossible to use without feeling lighter, without remembering that joy still belongs to you. You take a small pinch between your fingers. The specks feel warm, effervescent, almost ticklish, and you toss them gently into the air. They swirl like a glittering mist, circling you before bursting into soft sparkles that rain down like golden snow. The entire room seems to brighten. The cauldrons bubble more cheerfully. The shelves hum faintly with mischief. Even the air feels softer and more forgiving. For a moment, you can almost hear faint laughter from your younger self, the kind that comes from deep in the belly, unfiltered and free. You realize how long it's been since you truly let yourself laugh like that. Not the polite kind, and not the kind you hide behind your hand, but the pure, silly, no-reason kind that feels like flying. The tin of laughing dust reminds you that healing doesn't always have to be heavy, that it's okay to find humor even in the tender places. It's okay to let light seep in beside the ache. Joy doesn't erase pain. It sits beside it, holding its hand. In your everyday moments, this dust shows up as small, fleeting bursts of levity. When your pet does something ridiculous and you can't stop laughing. When a memory catches you off guard and fills you with a fond kind of ache. When a stranger's laugh on the street makes you smile without even knowing why. Those are sparks of laughing dust, the soul's way of reminding you that laughter is medicine too. It restores the spaces where heaviness has lingered too long. It teaches your heart to breathe again. So let yourself laugh, even quietly, even when nothing's perfect. Because that sound, your laughter, is proof that your magic is still alive. On the professor's desk, surrounded by parchment and scattered quills, rests a slender silver flask. Its surface, never quite still, always softly shifting, as if it remembers every reflection it's ever held. Even from where you stand, you can feel its quiet magnetism. You lift it carefully, and as the flask tilts in your hands, the liquid inside gleams with a pale blue glow. When you peer inside, the surface moves like a mirror made of light. At first, you see yourself as you are now, perhaps a little tired, carrying the weight of the day, but still here, still trying. Your reflection wavers gently, like it's breathing with you. Then, slowly, the image shifts. You see another version of yourself, smaller, younger, eyes bright and curious. There's a spark there, wild imagination, courage that didn't question itself, and a joy that lived close to the surface. The you that once believed anything was possible. The liquid ripples again, and now the reflection blends into something new. A version of you that feels both familiar and not yet fully formed. Steady, kind, whole. This is the you that is becoming, the self who carries both the innocence of the past and the wisdom of everything you've learned along the way. You raise the flask to your lips and take a small sip. The taste is unlike anything you've ever known, a gentle warmth that spreads through your chest, flavored with something that feels like trust and just a hint of hope. The feeling that blossoms inside you is subtle but powerful, as though every version of you, past and present, exhales in harmony. The child, the dreamer, the doubter, and the healer, all of them meeting in quiet understanding. This is the gift of the Elixir of Reunion. It reminds you that growth doesn't mean shedding your old selves. It means gathering them up, every version, every chapter, and carrying them forward together. Each one still lives within you, whispering their own kind of wisdom. In the rhythm of life, this is your reminder that progress isn't perfection. It's not about arriving at some final version of yourself. It's about allowing yourself to evolve, to soften, and to remember. To look back with compassion and forward with faith. So when you doubt how far you've come, imagine holding that silver flask again. See your reflection ripple. See the child you once were smiling back at you, and the person you're becoming standing beside you. You are all of them, always have been, and always will be. And together, you make something beautifully whole. In the far corner of the classroom, a smaller cauldron glows softly, hues of violet and gold, weaving across its surface like starlight caught in silk. It gives off a gentle warmth. You step closer, drawn by its subtle light. Inside, threads of luminescent energy swirl in slow motion. Strands of lavender, turquoise, and magenta intertwining like the inside of a dream. This is the Chrysalis Cauldron, a vessel for gentle transformation, a sanctuary for things ready to shift. You feel an unspoken invitation to release something you've outgrown. Maybe it's a habit that once protected you, but now holds you back. Or a belief that whispers you're not enough. Or a fear that's been quietly tugging at your edges. Whatever it is, you picture it clearly in your mind. Give it a color, a texture, and a shape. And then, with a slow exhale, drop it into the glowing silk. The cauldron responds with a faint shimmer. The threads rise to meet what you've given, and begin to dissolve it, gently and patiently, as if the light itself knows what to do. A soft resonance fills the room, like a low, soothing vibration, like the sound of the earth exhaling. It wraps around you, a cocoon of safety and warmth. You feel your body soften, your breath slow, your heart release its grip. Time drifts here. You can't tell if it's been moments or hours, only that something inside you feels lighter. The silk begins to fade, and in its place, faint wings of light unfurl around you, delicate, calm, and strong. They don't rush to take flight. They simply exist, a quiet reminder of what's growing within you. This cauldron whispers that change doesn't always roar. It doesn't need to be dramatic or loud to be real. Sometimes the most powerful transformations are the ones that happen in silence, beneath the surface, in the soft, unseen places where trust is built. Healing, too, happens in those small moments when you choose kindness over criticism, rest over guilt, and forgiveness over fear. Transformation doesn't demand urgency. It invites patience. It asks only that you allow it to unfold in its own rhythm, in its own time, exactly as you are. You take one last look at the Chrysalis Cauldron and feel ready to move on, carrying that softness with you. By the window sits a small porcelain teacup, its surface painted with constellations that shimmer faintly under the soft classroom glow. Inside the cup rest a handful of luminous specks, tiny glowing orbs that pulse like fireflies caught mid-breath. These are the tiny Starlight Seeds, fragments of quiet potential waiting for your touch. You reach out and take one carefully in the warmth of your palm. For a moment, you simply hold it, feeling the gentle thrum of hope and possibility. These seeds are breathing with intention, each one carrying the essence of something unspoken, a hope you haven't said aloud, or a dream you've tucked away for someday. Some shimmer with creativity, others with healing, and others with the calm glow of peace yet to come. On the workbench before you sits a small clay pot filled with moon soil, soft, silvery dust that sparkles faintly when the light hits it just right. You press your thumb into the cool surface, creating a tiny space. And then, with care, you place your Starlight Seed inside. As it settles, the soil responds. A faint ripple of light expands outward, pulsing once, twice, then fading into a quiet glow. It doesn't sprout and it doesn't rush. It simply rests, and you understand. Not everything blooms the moment it's planted. Some things need stillness, darkness, and time. The magic of patience dances softly through the air, reminding you that growth doesn't always show itself right away. You look around the classroom and notice other pots on the windowsill, each one glowing softly in different colors and rhythms. Some brighter, some barely lit. Everyone vital in its own quiet way. And you realize this isn't a contest of who grows fastest. It's a chorus of different timelines all singing softly together. When you're back in motion, these Starlight Seeds become your gentle reminders to water what matters, even when it doesn't seem to change right away. To care for yourself the same way. To keep tending your joy, your rest, and your healing, even on the unseen days. You smile because you know these seeds are working quietly beneath the surface, rewiring habits, mending quiet fears, building gentle strength in the soil of your being. One day, when the time is right, they'll break open, and what blooms will feel both brand new and deeply familiar, because it's something that's been growing inside you all along. Patience is also magic, and every moment you choose to believe in your becoming, you're already blooming. Near the back of the classroom, on a worn oak table kissed by candlelight, rests a small, time-softened book tied with twine. Its corners are rounded from years of being opened and loved. Faint stardust glimmers in the grooves of its worn cover, and etched into the front in delicate silver script are the words, "The Book of Small Wonders." You untie the twine slowly, feeling the texture of the fibers between your fingers, and open it to a random page. The air shifts. It smells faintly of lavender and old paper, the kind of scent that feels nostalgic. Each page holds a single truth, handwritten in looping ink, as if many hearts have passed through this classroom before you. You trace your fingertips over the words. You are enough. Your softness is strength. There's still time. And lastly, the world needs your light. The letters shimmer faintly as your touch passes over them, and then fade back into stillness, as if content to simply be known. You turn another page, and another, some filled with tiny sketches, a moon, a feather, a smile. Some completely blank, waiting for what only you can add. You pick up the quill that rests beside the book, its tip glowing faintly blue like bottled moonlight. And then you write, just one line, something true to you tonight, a phrase you want to remember when the world feels heavy again. Maybe it's, "I'm learning to trust myself," or "I don't have to rush," or simply, "I'm still here." When the quill leaves the page, the ink shines, then sinks into the parchment like a secret absorbed by the broom itself. The book closes gently in your hands. Your words have joined the others now, woven into the collective magic that fills this classroom. You set it back on the table, feeling a small swell of peace in your chest. This book doesn't just hold affirmations, it holds proof. Proof that even the smallest act of kindness, the smallest moments of belief, can echo. Outside the quiet of this room, this book becomes your reminder to look for wonder in the in-between moments. The steam curling from your tea, or the sound of laughter in another room, or maybe the way the sunlight lands gently on your hands. To write tenderness into your story, and to speak softly to yourself, the way you would to a child who's still learning, still blooming, and still trying, because you are, and that too is a small wonder. The classroom begins to dim. Candles flicker lower, their flames bowing in succession, and the gentle bubbling of the cauldrons becomes a steady, rhythmic hush, like the classroom itself is falling asleep. The air is warm and sweet, still filled with the faint traces of herbs and magic. Golden steam drifts towards you once more, wrapping around your shoulders like a soft shawl. It whispers quietly, almost like a lullaby, a soft reminder of every healing spell you cast tonight. You've reclaimed old parts of yourself, pieces you once thought were lost. You've stirred laughter back into your spirit. You've remembered that transformation doesn't erase, it enriches. Take a slow breath and feel how light you've become, how soft the space inside you feels now, quiet as moonlight resting on fresh snow. You can stay here as long as you'd like. The music will continue to play for you, guiding you gently between wakefulness and dreaming. You might find your body growing heavy, melting into stillness, or perhaps you'll keep wandering for a while longer, tracing shelves, reading labels, discovering new little wonders. That's the beauty of the brain room. It grows with you. Each visit reveals something new, because you are always becoming something new. So whether you drift into dreams now, or linger among the potions and candles a while longer, know that your inner magic never fades. It only deepens. It only glows brighter in the quiet. When you're ready to return, new episodes of The Brain Room appear every Sunday at 7 p.m. You can revisit this classroom whenever you need a dose of calm, curiosity, or comfort. Or explore one of our other episodes to find new ways to heal and grow. If you enjoyed tonight's journey, please like and subscribe. It helps our little brain room reach more minds who need a moment of peace. We always love hearing from you, so leave a comment if you'd like to share what part of tonight's visit spoke to you most. And if you'd like to meet our brain room mascot, Bella the Brain, she's over on Instagram, sharing daily motivation, quirky reminders, and a whole lot of heart. For now, let the magic linger. Your inner alchemist is still at work, and your story is still brewing beautifully. Good night, and sweet dreams.